I think we can all agree when I say that MacBooks are just a huge investment. Really buying a computer in general is a huge investment. Specifically with MacBooks, that's just something that you know whenever you buy it, you're gonna be using that for multiple years down the road. So you want to make sure that you choose the right one that's for you. Now, this one I'm gonna be talking about the MacBook Pros. I could be talking about other MacBooks, but MacBook Pros in particular, just because I've had experience with it and I've been able to gain so much knowledge to which I could be able to let you guys know, like, hey, this is something that you should probably rock with a MacBook Pro, or at least look out for. If it doesn't pertain to you, or it doesn't fit your criteria for a MacBook Pro, or you don't even need a MacBook Pro, then so be it. I'm gonna let you guys know what I look for whenever I buy a MacBook Pro, and then hopefully that gives you some sort of insight if you're looking to buy a MacBook Pro, if you're just genuinely trying to think of other ways whenever you buy your next MacBook Pro. I don't know. Hopefully so. We back. It's your boy Uncle G. What's popping? You feel me? Okay, let me start. I'm not even gonna start with this BS stuff. Off rip. The first thing I look for is if I can get it refurbished. I don't know if I told you guys this, but if you watch some of my shorts and stuff like that, my MacBook Pro, it's the M1 Max. I got that mug refurbished. I didn't buy it brand new or anything like that, but refurbished, it's one of those little secret sauces that a lot of people may know, but also don't take advantage of. And some people may not know about it, but refurbished, it's damn near brand new. I looked at the cycle count. It was at like 2 or 3. Like, it wasn't nothing crazy. And if you know what cycle count is just like, that allows you to determine the battery health. And that's very, very low. All in all, in general, if you can find yourself a really good deal from a trusted seller on eBay or even Apple, because Apple sells it, personally, I would recommend Apple, because eBay, you're gonna have to do a little bit more digging, but there are ones out there that's trusted. I got mine from eBay. But look for refurbished immediately, because you're gonna save a ton of money. You're really just gonna get a bang for your buck, to say the least, because you'll spend a good amount of money, but you'll also get a good amount of specs with it. Because I got the M1 Max with 32 gigabytes, terabyte of SSD. Like, I damn near got that thing maxed out. Now, next thing to put in mind, what's the purpose? Because this is gonna help you choose your chip, because you want to be able to select a chip that's gonna either be like the Pro series, the Max series, like, which one are you going to choose? Because if you're going to want the Pro series, you're also going to want to pay attention to CPU, GPU, things of such. And one way that I kind of think of it with like CPU and GPU, CPU is like the brain, GPU is like the muscles. So it's like the muscle is going to be the visuals, the CPU is going to be like your brain. It's going to be what's functioning in the thing. You got to put into consideration whenever you buy a MacBook Pro, do you really need the Max? Because nowadays, say like the M3 Pro, it's damn near going to be equivalent to the M2 Max. So, and obviously that's not like bar for bar like what that means, but that's just verbatim like how it is like currently. Like, these chips are evolving. I think Apple did a tremendous job with the M series chips. They're super freaking fast. Even if you get an M1 chip, it's fast. It's gonna be faster than the Intel based ones. All in all, what's the purpose for it? Because then that's gonna help you determine what Max chip you want. I personally don't like to go for the newer models unless it's something like a complete redesign or something like that. I genuinely go with the Max models just simply because it helps with my editing. I know I'm gonna use the MacBook pretty intensively. I do stuff like Adobe After Effects. I do a lot of video editing. Like, I do like these wedding films and stuff like that. So I need something that's gonna give me a lot of power to keep that mug trucking along. You feel me? This is a non-negotiable. RAM. It's 32 gigabytes minimum. I mean, you say what you want to say. 32 gigabytes minimum for me, because I cannot stand it whenever a computer runs out of memory. I've come across it with my actual Windows PC. And having low memory just sucks, because it just bogs down your computer. And for me in particular, I use my computer, like I said, pretty intensively. So I'm using like Chrome, I'm using Adobe Premiere Pro, I'm using After Effects, I'm using all these very like high power applications to where it's like it's using a lot of the memory, and you do not want to run out of memory, especially whenever you're editing something and you didn't save it. That's not fun at all, and I've experienced that. So I go 32 gigabytes of RAM minimum. I think it's minimal on MacBook Pros in general to go 32 gigabytes of RAM. I think they do something funky now at just like 36 or something. But RAM, do not skimp out on. This can go MacBook Pro, this can go if you're building your own PC. Don't matter what it is, do not skimp out on the RAM, because although it may seem something that's like $100 something plus or something like that, go ahead and just pay the ticket. Pay the ticket. Next thing you got to keep in mind is storage. Now, storage, in my opinion, I really don't go too crazy with storage. I just got a good ass deal. That's why I have a terabyte SSD. But if I were to redo it and I just got it perfectly brand new, I'm going 512 gigabytes of SSD. The reason why I say this is because, at least me, I put all my videos and clips and things like that on a separate SSD, so like a SanDisk or something like that. I typically don't like to just pay the extra storage for the actual MacBook because I know things like applications, software updates, those are going to be stored on the actual SSD. I don't care much about keeping any videos, photos, or things like that on the actual MacBook Pro. But if that's something that you do care about, which is keeping it on the SSD, and you don't want to separate it from a separate like external SSD, then go on with your bad self. Pay the terabyte, pay the 2 terabyte, whatever you want to do. But just me, and just to at least shed some light on how I approach it, I would go the 512 gigabytes, and then I'll just get an external SSD to put all the other files that I want on the external one, because you can take that to any PC that you want or laptop and be able to connect it that way. That's just my 2 cents. That's my 2 cents. Last but not least, size. Size matters the most, because you got 14-inch and you got 16-inch. Those 2 inches may not seem like a big ass difference, but whenever you hold it in your hand, or you trying to use it on a flight or something like that where you got this much room, good luck. I got the 16-inch. That mug is big as hell on this little ass tray that they give you on like Southwest, Delta, shit like that. Whenever you gonna use that MacBook Pro 4, whether it's gonna be at home mainly, go ahead with the 16-inch. Why not? Because you're gonna get bigger fans. You're less likely to hear the fans kick on it all because it has big fans in there. You don't even gotta worry about having like a small little screen. You still got that big 16-inch screen. 14-inch on the other hand, if you're gonna be taking it around like to coffee shops, or you're gonna travel with it, stuff like that, 14-inch might be the move for you because it's going to be super portable. You might hear the fans kick on if you're like rendering something like that, or if you have multiple applications open. 14-inch is going to be super portable, and that's probably something that I might have to rock with in the future. I say this now, but I'm probably still going to go 16-inch because why not? Bigger the better. I mean, I like, you know, just to note, I mean, you don't have to go with 16-inch at all just because like the performance and stuff like that, because you might see that it has more cores and stuff. Just know that 16 inches is going to matter the most whenever you need to like fit it in like tight spots. If 14-inch is perfectly fine too, because then you could be, it's still going to be a very powerful laptop. Just know that you may hear the fans kick on and stuff like that, which is nothing crazy, but that's just the difference between the two. So those are the 5 things that I consider when buying a MacBook Pro. Let me know what you guys look for whenever you're buying a MacBook Pro. But hopefully this gives you some sort of insight if you're looking to either upgrade your MacBook and you didn't know these certain things, or if you're wanting to purchase a MacBook in the future, that's going to be your first one. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Love you guys so much for all of the love you guys have been giving me. We're on the road to 1,000. We're at 800 per this video. Who knows if some people might subscribe because they don't like me, or they forgot that they subscribed and I popped up on their feed somehow. But thank you guys so much for watching. And yeah, we out.